Welcome, folks. In this presentation, we will be focusing on the little details types of questions in the ACT reading section. If you think back to what we learned earlier this week, the little detail questions make up approximately 45% of the questions you'll answer during the reading section. So there are more of these than any other question type, which makes it really important for us to feel comfortable answering these questions with confidence and accuracy. So let's take a look at the types of skills that we need to use to answer these questions. These questions require us to locate details and to either interpret them or paraphrase them. We also need to interpret sequences of events. We need to make comparisons, and we have to understand cause and effect relationships. So in essence, the little details are the little details that are vital to understanding. If you don't understand the small stuff, it's really difficult to have a good understanding of a passage as a whole, which is why ACT places so much focus on these types of questions. So there are actually two types of little detail questions, and we're going to start by learning about the first way, which is called detail hunting. Detail hunting questions can actually come in two different ways. The first type is a specified location. This means that the question points you to a particular line, phrase, or paragraph, and then asks you to find and interpret a detail there. So these are pretty straightforward because you know exactly where to look to find the correct answer. Now, ACT, of course, doesn't make things easy for us all the time, so there will also be detail hunting questions that point you to no particular place at all. Here, you actually have to find the detail because you're not given a specific line, phrase, or paragraph to look at. It makes it slightly more complicated, but we're still here just looking for a detail, and once you find it, you simply have to interpret what's there to answer the question. Now, we also have a second type of little detail question in the ACT reading section, and this one requires us to use knowledge of multiple details to answer the question, which sounds a little more complicated. So let's take a moment to dig in here so we can understand what these questions require. Here, we must know more than one detail discussed by the text, and then we have to answer questions based on that knowledge. There are two main types of these interpretive multiple detail questions, and the first one might be the one that causes a collective groan whenever you see it. These are the accept and not questions, where you have to figure out which one of the answer choices was really not mentioned by the author. So here's an example. Which of the following is not a reason listed by the author? These are a little more challenging because it's not just finding one thing, you have to be able to find three things and confirm that they've actually been said. This question might also show up as an ordering or a listing type of question, which are pretty rare, but it might sound something like this. According to the frequency data presented in the passage, the audible ranges from largest to smallest of the following instruments is... So here you have to kind of gather multiple pieces of information and then you have to sort them in the appropriate category that's been given by the question. So these do require a little bit more time, but at core they're still a relatively simple type of question. They just are more time consuming. So the next thing we need to consider is how we actually build these skills. So we're going to take a look at some concrete steps you can take to improve your little detail question answering skills. The first thing that you need to do is determine key information in the question. So you're going to be searching, first of all, for the gist of what you're being asked to do, and you'll also want to use this as an opportunity to find key words in the question itself. Our second step is to locate the place in the passage where this key information is discussed. We can do this by skimming for the key words that we've identified. So this is something that I recommend you practice, and you can practice with anything. It doesn't just have to be ACT reading sections, but grab an article, head to a newspaper website, choose a few keywords for yourself, and then practice skimming through so that your eyes are accustomed to quickly moving across a page looking for particular words. Once you find the right spot in the passage, you're going to read that excerpt slowly and carefully, thinking that you might also need to read a little bit before and a little bit after to get the appropriate amount of context for answering the question, and then you're ready to answer. At this point, you can use process of elimination, as we always do, to avoid those common pitfalls you'll encounter in the wrong answer types. Now, you may also be wondering when you should do these questions, whether you should do them in order, should you prioritize them, should you save them for later? Answer is it really does depend. So we're going to walk through the 3 different scenarios that might be relevant for you. So think about your own strategies as we're covering these suggestions. If you are the person who does a close reading of the passage first, and then you answer the questions, it will make sense for you to do the big picture questions first and then focus on little details. If you are the person who looks at the questions first and then goes back to the passage to do the reading, it'll be easier and more effective for you to do these little detail questions first, and then you're gradually working your way up to a larger understanding of the text so you can answer big picture questions. If you skim the passage first and then answer the questions, the reality is it is up to you, okay? You're going to need to practice to see what works best. And this goes for everyone here. Improvement on these types of questions does require trial and error. So I suggest doing as much practice as you can to figure out what the best approach for answering little detail questions will be for you. Now we're actually going to do some practice up ourselves. So take a look at the following passage. It's a social sciences passage. Go ahead and pause the video and give yourself approximately 4 minutes to read, and then we'll pick up with some examples. All right, so our example question here says, in the passage, Gomez indicates that of the wood cut in the Amazon rainforest each year, approximately how much wood is wasted. So, let's take a look at our skill building strategies to follow these steps and figure out what the right answer is. The first thing we need to do is determine the key information in the question. So I have determined that the gist of this question is to determine how much wood is wasted. That's what I need to find out. I've also identified a few key words. These are the things I'm going to search for in the passage. Things like wood cut, Amazon, because that's where it is, and waste, because that's the big idea here. So now it's time for us to move to step 2, where we're going to locate these words in the passage by skimming, and then we're going to read slowly and carefully to figure out what the answer might be. So I've got my keywords up here. Now I'm just going to gradually skim through, searching for those words, and I found it right here. Okay. Officially, there are 30 million cubic meters of wood cut in the Amazon annually, Gomez says. 20 million of this is wasted. Look at that. All 3 of my keywords were there in this paragraph. Now I just need to figure out how much was wasted. It says 20 million out of 30 million, which gives us 2/3. Okay, so let's look back at our answer choices. And notice here, 2/3 is one of our answer options. There's really no need here to use process of elimination because the answer was directly in the text, and we can easily confirm that based on what we've read. So this is an example of a basic detail hunting question. The location of this answer was not specified for us, but we used our strategies here to find where to look, and then we quickly found the correct answer. Let's take a look now at a more complicated type where we have to know multiple pieces of information to answer the detail question. So this question says, the passage states that all of the following are woods traditionally used for making stringed instruments except... Okay, so I know here I've got one of these except questions. That means that 3 of these answer choices are going to be woods traditionally used for making stringed instruments. That's kind of the key information. Keywords I'm going to pull out here. Wood used traditionally. Might be good to kind of have a record of what woods I'm looking for, because I got to figure out which one is not a traditional wood. So now it's time to go back into the passage, since we're not told where to look, and we're going to start skimming for these keywords. So as I'm scanning down, well, I'm starting to see words that sound familiar, so it looks like I'm in the right paragraph, and boom, here we go. I have found the sentences where the answer will likely be located. Let's take a look here. So someone is experimenting with woods, finding possible substitutes, and now it says, today, Brosimum rubescens is substituted for rosewood, Aniba canalilla for ebony, and Proteum species for Brazilian mahogany and cedar. Perfect. So what I've got here is a list of traditional woods compared to substitute woods. And when I look at my keywords here and I'm looking at my answer choices, I see that rosewood, ebony, and mahogany were all traditional. The one of these answer choices that was a substitute was Aniba. So there's the answer. When we come back to our question, let's just make sure we answered the right thing. All of the following are woods traditionally used for making stringed instruments except, and the correct answer here is A. So hopefully you've seen how we can use these strategies to help us efficiently and accurately locate the answers for little detail questions on the ACT reading section.